Whitney, nice to see you.
Yeah, you too.
Wondering, did you have a part that you wanted to start working on, or did we want to just kind of take a look and see what parts are landing right now?
I think something I've been noticing is that, I have a really high pressure job, and it's been really hard for me to sort of show up and be my full self because I'm so obsessed with just making sure I do everything right.
Okay, yeah. So when we do part work, there's usually two ways that we can go inward, and there's really several ways that we can go inward. But the two big ways are either we just close our eyes so we can be inward, or if you're not comfortable closing your eyes, you can actually just kind of pick a spot in the room, and it's called a soft stare. So you're staring at this spot, but you're actually kind of like zoomed out in your focus. So you're not really looking at anything in particular, but you're looking in a specific direction. Do you have a feel of what would be more comfortable for you?
Yeah, I feel pretty safe and comfortable. I think I can close my eyes.
Okay, go ahead. And if that changes, just let me know. When I do my part work, I had to work up to closing my eyes. So if that changes, you just let me know. Yeah, and what you're doing here right now, Whitney, is that part that you mentioned. You're just seeing if you can get a sense of it. Feeling if you can let it land. Take as long as you need, and let me know if you can get a sense of it. Yeah, what are you sensing?
I'm thinking about how I have a meeting coming up, and it's with somebody who's really important, and I know I have the things to say that I'm supposed to say, but it's very daunting to think about how I need to phrase it, how I need to show up.
Yeah. And as this part shows up, where in your body or around your body are you noticing this part?
Softball in my throat.
Softball in the throat.
Yeah. Tension in my chest. Feel myself getting hot.
Yeah. And is that okay to
Yeah.
feel that way? Or okay enough?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay enough.
Yeah. So just kind of send out some feelers this part and just let it know that you can sense it. And that actually how it's showing up is okay enough. You can tolerate that. And keep just sending out some energy there. And seeing if you can get in touch with it even just a little bit more. Let me know when you have a pretty good sense of it. Right there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So go ahead, ask this part, is there anything that it needs you to know about it?
Do I do that out loud, or do I do that in my head?
So you know what, you can really do what's most comfortable. I think most people do it in their head, but if out loud just makes more sense to you, you're more than welcome.
Okay. Part wants me to know that I got a lot riding on this meeting.
Yeah. And how are you feeling towards this part?
I think in a way, there's some discomfort because it brings me anxiety. And also I really treasure that part because it helps me perform and show up in the way that I need to.
Okay. Yeah, why don't you can let it know that? You treasure it, you kind of get it that way.
Thanked it.
Yeah. And why don't you also ask this part, is that a role or a job for your system?
Beyond keeping me employed, I think also just, proving to myself that it makes sense that I'm in the spaces that I'm in.
Gotcha. So it wants to make sure that you make sense in those spaces.
Yeah.
And am I still getting it right that it helps you perform in that way?
Absolutely.
Okay. So go ahead and actually reflect back to this part and just make sure you're getting that right. You can literally just ask it, am I getting that right?
Well, the part seems to tell me that, thinks that I will mess up a lot, and that it's trying to protect me from that too.
Okay.
It doesn't trust me.
It doesn't trust you?
Yeah.
How do you know it doesn't trust you?
And I was like, oh wow, I really appreciate the way that you show up for me. It's kind of like, well, it's a good thing I do, because if I didn't, you'd completely derail everything.
Wow, yeah. And how do you feel towards it hearing that?
It's not the nicest thing to hear, but I think it's true.
Okay. So you agree with it that if this part didn't show up for you, that it might derail things?
I think intellectually I know that that's not true, but like viscerally I feel that in my soul.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And as this part, if it didn't do this job for you and it didn't show up for you, what does it think would happen?
It has to think, because I think realistically, like, knows I'm not gonna get fired or anything. I think looking dumb. I look dumb.
And has this part seen that happen to you before?
Oh man, yeah, I look dumb a lot.
Okay. So it's not making anything up. It's seen this happen to you, and it doesn't want this to happen to you again. Am I getting that totally right? Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So there's this part that holds this feeling that maybe it is dumb, or it acts dumb in a way. Am I getting that right?
Yeah, I think is dumb.
Is dumb. So there's a part somewhere that really believes that it is dumb.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But like everyone around you is like appeasing you and pretending that you're not dumb and gaslighting you.
Gotcha. Okay. And is that real too? Has that happened, or has it felt like that's happened?
No.
Okay, so the I am dumb piece feels real. That's happened, but the everyone's appeasing me, is not necessarily a reality of this part.
That's right.
Okay. So as this part, does it have any concerns about this upcoming meeting?
Yeah, it's with a person who is my idol in the field.
And what's its concern about that you might look dumb?
Yeah, that she'll see me and I'll say something. We're having a big conversation about something and I will say something and then she'll be like, ugh, that person shouldn't work here, or that's not a good fit, or I thought better of her. I thought she got it.
Gotcha. Yeah. And can you sense that part? That holds that belief that I'm dumb, or those feelings?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sounds familiar.
Is it? Yeah. As this part that protects you in some way, would it be willing to give you some space so that you could work with this part that holds those feelings?
That feels very dangerous.
Yeah. Let it know that we're not going to do anything without its permission. And notice that I'm really getting its feeling on that. So we don't have to actually have that part give you space. But if it feels dangerous, I'm very curious as to how that feels dangerous or what's going on there.
It seems like if you allow, who am I without that part, right? So if you allow any other part to collude with me outside of that context, that part might not be there anymore, and then who am I?
Gotcha. Yeah. So let this part know. I totally get that. And that in part work, when we ask parts to give space, that actually can mean several different things. That can mean this part just gives enough space so that you can work with that part that feels dumb. So this part doesn't have to go away. I'm not trying to manage this part or tell it not to do its job. Our goal here is to actually offer healing to parts and help them unburden from the things that they carry, not to make them go away or change who they are. They may have opportunities later to change their role within their system if they choose, but that's not what we're doing here. I wouldn't want this part that's been protecting you in this way to go away. Yeah, ask that part, is that landing with it?
Kind of wants to like voyeuristically watch from like an outside window, so like almost like a double mirror.
Yeah, so it can do that.
Okay.
It also can do that and just step back in the door if it needs to.
Okay.
If it sees through that double mirror, I don't like where this is going, or this is making me nervous, it can just straight up tell us. And like that's not a good direction. Yeah. So let it know that's totally fine. And just see if it can give you some space in that way. See if you can sense that one either feels as dumb or has been treated in that way. Yeah, you can sense it? Mm-hmm. Good. And as you're sensing it, do you notice any other parts that hold some concern with you working with this part?
something there that implies that, well, if I don't believe that about myself, then I won't work as hard and it will become a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Okay. Yeah. Would you like to invite that part forward so we could really learn more about it and understand it? Okay. Yeah, see if you can sense that part.
I think it was perfectionism coming in the door. I think it was perfectionism.
It was perfectionism?
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's ask perfectionism. What about connecting with this other part really was concerning it? Is it that without it, those things would happen? Or are there some other concerns that it has?
There's like an idea that, if I will be seen as not humble or cocky, which is very aversive to me to think about that.
Are there some parts there that could come out in that way?
I don't know. It's like I don't feel like I like myself enough to be like cocky, and yet that fear is there.
So this is more like a future concern versus like it's a lived reality.
Yeah.
Okay, so let them know that you're getting that. And ask this part what would be concerning if you became cocky or became those things.
Comes back to that idea of like not trying as hard, because if I'm putting myself out there in that way, then I feel like I won't even be in control of like my narrative in a way.
Okay. So it sounds like this part and also the part that's watching through the glass, that they're both concerned about like your success and doing well. Am I getting that right?
I think so.
Yeah. Do these parts know about each other, the perfectionist one and the one behind the glass?
I think so.
Yeah. Why don't you just go ahead and just straight up ask?
I don't think dumb knows about perfect, but perfect seems to know about dumb.
Okay. Perfect knows about dumb. Gotcha. So as the perfectionist part, does it have concerns or further concerns about us working with this part that is called dumb?
Maybe it will be revealed that I actually am dumb if I turn that down. Like maybe that's the truth.
Yeah, so there's a part that thinks that maybe like I am what this part is.
That's me.
Gotcha. Yeah, and as this part that's the perfectionist, can it sense you?
I don't know, there's like a block.
Yeah. Go ahead and just ask this part, is this part blocking you? Is there another part blocking you? The perfectionist? Yeah. Go ahead and just ask it, does it have a concern about sensing who you are?
That it's hard to get validation internally. And so there's also that worry of if someone doesn't tell me that I'm doing the right thing, how will I know I'm doing the right thing?
Gotcha. And how does and just straight up ask this part, this isn't something that you'll know. Ask this part, how does sensing you like feed into that fear?
If I am in any place planting that seed, that part always senses me, and then planting that seed for me helps them stay in control and helps me stay in control.
Gotcha. So if it senses you, does it feel like it won't have as much control?
Yeah.
Gotcha. So let it know that actually we are not here to manage it. We're not here to take away its control. Right, that I really recognize that when we try and do that for parts, they just get more desperate and more energetic, and then they take over more. And I don't, that's not my intentions. I really don't want to see that happen to this part, or make it feel like it needs to be desperate anyway. And just let it know that there's an offer. That if it would like to try to sense you, it could see that there really is a fully grown adult here that can validate self, that can handle herself in meetings, that can use all of her years of knowledge and wisdom to display the perfect person, the great person that she is, just the way she is. And just ask that part, does it have any interest in sensing that? Does it not want to sense that? Does it not believe that?
And there's skepticism, but yearning.
Yeah, we'll let this part know that the great thing about this work is we really allow for the skepticism. We allow for parts to sense you and then say, I don't believe it, I don't trust it, and we could just stay right there. We don't have to shove anything down any part's throat or make it believe something it doesn't believe. My gut feel is that it's going to believe what it's going to believe, and then we're just going to work there. Yeah, would this part like to try and sense you and just see how it goes? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, it can sense you. It can just sense a little.
Does it make sense that Courage created them?
It could. Tell me more.
The dumb is so pervasive, it's beyond like the usual, like, oh, I did a dumb thing, because we all do dumb things. It's like an exemption from humanity dumb. It's like this idea that it almost has to create something to continue to exist.
Okay. So like if there wasn't this dumb part, that this other part would have to then go away.
Yeah.
Am I getting that right?
Yeah, I think so.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, weird, but yes.
Let it know. Let it know you're getting that. I'm wondering if you have any curiosity around learning more about what this part means. Yeah, send that curiosity.
I feel like it's that I show up and care. I think that it's hard for me to know how to show up and demonstrate that I care about something, and that seems to be a function. Like, I care so deeply about things that I want to do them well. Part of it is, of course, not wanting to let other people down, and also I think this is one of the few times, first times, that I've really sensed that there's this sort of positive aspect to it, and it signals that I care about things and want to invest myself in things that are aligned with my values and that are important to me.
Gotcha. Yeah, but the part now you're getting all that.
My softball's gone.
Is it?
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, just keep sensing this part. Just let it in and just let it know that you really see it and hearing it. And how are you feeling towards this part as you're learning more about it?
Significantly less judgmental,
Yeah.
less annoyed,
Let it know that too.
more accepting.
Yeah. Yeah, really send that to that part.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Ask this part, would it like to continue sensing you and getting closer? Perfect. Let it know that I appreciate it, just telling me right straight up what it's comfortable with and what it's not comfortable with.
meta message there, right? Because that's very vulnerable for a perfect part.
Yeah.
To even admit that, there's some worry there.
Yeah, let them know you're getting there. How are you noticing this part now as it continues to show up? Is this something that is it just a felt sense still? Is this something that you're seeing or experiencing in some other way?
Feels more integrated.
Yeah.
Less pressing.
Okay. And as this part, how is it feeling toward you?
More trusting.
Yeah.
I think that there's an element of understanding versus a need to do or need to push away. There's like more in the middle.
Okay. Yeah. And as this part, does it want to continue working in this way with us now? I got the sense that it was like, I'm okay, but I want to make sure that I really understand where it's trying to take me. And I wasn't sure if it was kind of saying, I think we've done enough for today, or if it was still saying we can still work, I just don't really want to sense anymore.
I think it's okay with the sensing. I think it is feeling less urgency to do that.
Okay.
I don't think it's an aversion to do it.
Okay. And let's just check in with everyone else. How's the one behind the glass doing?
I don't know the one behind the glass.
Yeah, check in. How's he doing? What's she doing?
I'm impressed. I'm like, wow, these are working together in ways that they usually don't.
Yeah. So is that it? Okay. And close one behind the glass.
Curiosity, I think, like it's okay enough. I'm curious about what that means for her.
Gotcha. And go ahead and check in with one that holds those feelings that I'm done. How's that one doing?
That one's still worried a little bit about being, becoming known. But I think, also confused because, like, am I even real?
Yeah.
Like, having an identity crisis.
Yeah, okay. So as the one that holds up perfectionism, would it be okay to learn more about this one that believes it's done?
It's okay with that now.
Okay. Yeah, so go ahead and turn that energy towards the one that believes it might be done. And just ask it, does it want us to know more about it, not being sure if it's real or having an identity crisis?
Yeah, I think it has a lot to say.
Yeah. Is that okay to give it the floor? Yeah, go ahead, let it know it has the space now. And it can communicate with you or with me anything that it needs us to know.
I think it's revealing that it's connected to not trusting myself, not trusting me. But also kind of recognizes that it has been created, not so organically. Like it was created because it had to be created. It wasn't created in the first place because of a real thing.
Yeah. Yeah, let me get that. And as this part, does it have a good sense of who you are?
No.
Yeah. to know you any better? Do you notice any concern from any other parts about that happening? How are you feeling about getting to know this part better? Is that okay? Yeah, so let this partner know this will probably be the last piece that we do. And then we'll start working towards a pause, so just let them know that. And then go ahead and just invite it a little closer. So if you get to know you, spend as much time as you need there.
There's a reconnection with my humanity through that. Like it's a part that, like, of course, because everyone has down moments. It doesn't mean it's my only part.
Sure. So let this part know we're going to start moving towards a pause. And just ask it before we do that, is there anything else it wants us to know about it?
I feel like it's kind of okay with being there because it's a part of being human.
Yeah. Perfect. So go ahead and reach out to any other of these parts that we've been working with and just ask them as we move to a pause, do they need us to know anything about them? So you can go start to land, and this is the most uncomfortable part of it all. You can start to land and open your eyes and take as long as you need. Welcome back.